He had not one, but two babies on me. Okay. Hi, you guys. If you're new to my channel, my name is Miss Brownstone. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, blah, 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 blah. Follow me on Instagram. Stay tuned for all the juicy, juicy, juicy tea that I'm going to be uploading. So, today's story time is entitled, He Had a Baby on Me. Why Long Distance Relationships Don't Work Out. So, this took place a long time ago. I can't even think of how old I was when this even happened. Like, this took place a very long time ago. Yeah. So, growing up, there was a guy in the neighborhood, and I had the biggest crush on him. Okay, he was like my first boyfriend. I was like, we knew each other from like the first grade or kindergarten to all our life. I guess you should say. Like, we got years in, my nigga. Um, and we're gonna call him Sean Paul because that's what I want to call him, Sean Paul. All right, yeah. Y'all know who Sean Paul is. All right. So, basically, when we were younger, I was when we were younger, I was always the girl trying to get him to, like me, get him to see me, and he wasn't. He was all the girls wanted him because he was cute. He could dance. He had long hair. He was a little light. He was a little light, But it was mainly the hair. It was the hair for me, okay? It was mainly the hair why everybody went crazy over him. He had long hair down to his motherfucking butt, okay? So, growing up, a lot of girls wanted him, and I wanted him, but I guess he didn't pay me no fucking mind. We did like each other, and mom used to say it all the time, where your little boyfriend at? Because he used to wait in the after school program for me and shit. And he just walked me to the car, like, your little boyfriend. But the whole time, that nigga ain't want me. So, basically, that's when we were younger. When we got older, we ended up dating. And how old was he? I'm gonna say we was in our teens because this was like this was after me and my first stopped doing each other. That was like when we first stopped doing each other, like 18, 19. So this was like around that time or whatever. Um, Make a long story short. The guy, Sean Paul, decided he wanted to move out of Jersey, and he had got him a nice little apartment. He did that blocker. He got him a little apartment in PA. And I was still in Jersey, right? So we would talk all the time, and we talked on like Facebook and stuff like that. And he would come see me and everything, and then we ended up dating, right? Never been in a long relationship a day in my life, and at this point, neither one of us have cars. Well, he knew how to drive, but I didn't, and I think eventually he got a car, but I never had a fucking car. Girl, thought I heard somebody banging at my door. Myself. I'm not home. If you ain't tell me you was coming ahead of time, you ain't coming. But 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 yeah, so he ended up getting his car, whatever, and we were dating. So he would come to Jersey, I would go to PA, whatever the case may be, and we would spend time with each other. So what ended up happening is we were head over heels for each other. At least I was, okay? And he was the type of guy that he wanted his girlfriend to be right there with him. So he wanted me to move in, and I didn't want to move in because I wasn't about to leave my mother, and I was too young to do all that. Like, I just felt like, no. Like, you're more advanced than me. I always tell me that too. Ooh, my legs. He was more advanced than me and everything like that. And I was crazy over him, but I just wasn't that crazy to leave home. Like, I wasn't that crazy to be like, yeah, I'm going to move in with Sean Paul. Like, no. So what ended up happening is because I didn't have the time to be around him like that, he found somebody else. So one day he told me he was gonna come to Jersey to see me, and he never shows up. So I go to a party and I'm having jello shots, and now nobody told me, okay, that these jello shots It's strong as shit. Like, you take one and you think, all right, whatever. It's sweet. It ain't nothing. I could take a whole bunch because it's sweet. They jello. I ain't gonna feel shit. Girl, I was fucked up. Okay. I took like 10 of them things back. I was throwing it back, baby. I was throwing it back. I was done up. Okay. I mean, I was done. Party done. Okay. I ended up outside on not the because we was young, so we didn't go to real parties. We had house parties, so not outside the house where the party was thrown at. I ended up outside on somebody else's fucking porch, crying, calling Sean Paul, and why you didn't come see me? You said you was gonna come. I just want you to be here. Like, I thought I was in love, girl. I thought I was so in love. So I call him and I'm crying and I'm telling him how I want him here and I need him here and I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself and all this other bull ass, right? And my best friend at the time, somebody must have told her I was outside crying. So she came outside to come looking for me. And she's like, what is you doing? And she take the phone from me and she started talking to him, right? And he like, I'm gonna be there tomorrow till I'm be there tomorrow. He hung up, right? So the whole night I'm sad, I'm drunk, it was just bad, right? So fast forward, a couple days later, I call him again. And I just had a tendency of getting up and calling him. I was just so emotional. Like, I don't know what it was with me, but I was just so emotional. So I call him again, and he's with another woman. We supposed to be together. I guess because I didn't want to move, he was like, fuck you, bitch. So he was with another girl. And I kind of knew about this girl. I'm not going to say I didn't. I knew about her. He told me it was a girl out there that, he be hanging out with, whatever, but her nigga was in jail. And I used to call her 5 to 10. That's what I used to call her. That was her nickname. So it's her nigga was in jail, whatever, and they was hanging out or whatever case may be. And that's what he told me. So I call him and he's with her. And I'm like, I know you like her. You get what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't be telling me about you hanging out with some girl if you didn't like her. Like, I think that's a little weird. You get what I'm saying? So when he picks up the phone and he's with the girl, somebody calling me, I ain't gonna answer. When he pick up the phone and he's with the girl, I hear her in the background. So I'm like, I'm fucked up. I'm like, tell her I said hi. And she like, hello. And I'm like, oh, this bitch. So I'm like, I need to talk to you. I'm not understanding what's going on between us. I'm just in my feelings because I haven't really been seeing him and stuff like that. So I'm just like, I don't know what's going on between us. I love you and blah, 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 blah. In my bed, girl, crying and all. And the girl could hear me. I'm pretty sure they were probably laughing at my dumb ass. So he was like, I'm going to call you back. So he hang up with me and he leaves her house to talk to me. And we're talking. And he basically just told me straight up, like, listen, Miss Brownstone, I'm with her now. I care about her, this, and that. I've been dealing with her, and she's pregnant. And I'm like, we've been dealing with each other. We wasn't, I should have seen this happening because I wasn't having sex with him. I was still a little ass girl. That's what it was. I wasn't having sex with him, whatever the case may be. And granted, we seen each other here and there, and I thought we were dating. I thought it was a long distance relationship, but clearly it was, I don't know what it was. But yeah, he been smashing her because I'm never around. I'm not in state, and I'm not giving up no cootie. Okay? So because I ain't giving up no cootie, he hitting that, and she's pregnant. So technically, yep, he had a baby on me, bitch. So she's pregnant, and they decide they're gonna be together. They're gonna make it work. That's what they decide. So now here I am, in my feelings, sad over this guy who clearly don't give a fuck about me. All right, he just kept saying like, if you move out here, we could be together, and I just think that's some bullshit. Like, you the man, why I gotta stop my life, move out here and be with you? Like, why you can't come to me? That's how I felt. So I wasn't about to leave my mother. And his mother was just like, well, we're your family now. I'm like, no. So the girl got pregnant and she didn't have the baby. She ended up, I think she had a miscarriage. No, she ended up aborting the kid. She aborted it because she didn't want her nigga in jail to find out. So months later, or years later, should I say, me and him, we're still doing each other. Now I got a car. So I'm coming out there, I'm seeing him, whatever. She's hitting me up. She knew about me and her getting into arguments, all types of crazy stuff on Facebook, right? And we was still dealing with each other, But at this time, we wasn't having sex. We still wasn't having sex. We went years before we actually had sex with each other. You know what I'm saying? So we were just like, talking. And I liked him because it was like the best puppy love feeling ever. Like, it felt like you were a kid again. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, the love you feel when you're a kid, that's how it felt. And I loved it. It was just the best. Puppy love is the best love ever. It's like you're just innocently in love with this person and you just follow them around like a little puppy, like, you all giggly eyes. I love you. Like the honeymoon phase. Like, that's how it was. That's how it was. So, where was I going with this? Yeah, so, where did I stop at? I thought I stopped at honeymoon phase. Okay, so, I lost where I was at. I'm sorry, I lost where I was at. So, yeah, like, years later, we're still talking. We're still seeing each other, you know what I mean? And it comes out again that he been dealing with her the whole time he was talking to me again. And I'm coming out the PA and all this stuff. And he's still dealing with this bitch. You get what I'm saying? So he's still dealing with her. And she pops up pregnant again. Again. But here's the crazy part. This whole time that I've been coming out there and seeing him and chilling with him, she's been living with him. How the fuck I ain't see that shit? I never seen a girl. But she's been living there. Weird, right? So, men just ain't ish. But not men. Not all men, but most men. Okay. So yeah, she ends up pregnant again. And this time I was like, it's a wrap. I'm done. And I was just in my feelings. And the reason why this story time even came about, because I was listening to K Michelle song Maybe I Should Call. And that's just how I felt. Like, if you listen to that song, that's how I felt. I remember sending that song to him and just crying and crying. I was so emotional. I thought I was in love, sis. Life goes on. Like, live your life. That would be the lesson of this story. Live your life. Life goes on, okay? But I thought I was so in love. She was like, K Michelle said in the song, long distance in the way, something could be. Even when you're here, you're not with me. She's having a child I should have carried. I'd be damned if y'all get married. That's how I felt. I was so hurt. I was hurt, bitch. I ain't never been so hurt before. I was hurt. But guess what? Okay, he wasn't meant to be with her either because she had a miscarriage. So that sounds so fucked up, and I don't wish that on anybody, not even my worst enemy. But I'm just saying that she wasn't meant to be his girl either. So yeah, and he with somebody else now. We still be talking, but he with somebody else now. We ain't talking. We just be talking. We here. Regular communication. So the point of this story time, and it wasn't as intense as the rest of them, okay? The point of this story time was basically to tell you guys that you're young, okay? You're young, live your life. It's not the end of the world. You may feel like this is the heartbreak of the century. This is the heartbreak hotel. You might feel like you ain't never gonna be up again. You never gonna be in love again. I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. All that crazy stuff. But in reality, life goes on. And probably 3 months from now, you're not even remember that nigga last name. They got last name. So don't even stress over it, sis. That was the point of the story, okay? He had not one, but two babies on me, okay? And I don't even talk to him. I swear to God, I thought that was like, I thought it was the end of the world. I thought it was the end of the world. You see how life do? Now I got something better. But as always, ladies, keep it classy and tune into me for next episode. Toodaloo.